Hi, this is 14-year-old sportswriter William Scott broadcasting from Baton Rouge, Louisiana for the LSU Alabama Game of the Century 3. So, this game, definitely a lot of high expectation for this game. Alabama just looks so dominant. LSU not as much, so definitely a big game. Here tonight for the Tigers trying to get revenge, but we'll start out for Elite 8 picks for Week 10 with number 20 Nebraska versus Michigan State. This Nebraska team's looked very good. They only lost 2 games and still possibly have a shot to win the Big Ten, go to a BCS Bowl. But Michigan State, they're starting to get a little something going with Levon Bell. I'm picking Michigan State in this game 37-31. They really need, I think that they'll run the ball on this Nebraska defense, and I think that they'll win this game. Number 13 Clemson versus Duke. Duke, may I repeat, is leading their division. So if they win out, they'll go to a BCS Bowl. So, but Duke, they just got hammered by Florida State last week in a game that I picked Duke to upset Florida State. So, I think that Clemson has the edge in this one, even though it is in Durham, North Carolina. So I think Clemson wins this game 38-27. It'll be closer than a lot of people think, but I still think Duke loses this game. Number 6 Georgia versus Ole Miss. Georgia, definitely a huge upset over Florida. Nobody was expecting that. 17-9 victory over the Gators. And then Ole Miss has had a very good season, 5-3. A lot of people were picking them to finish last in the SEC. So, this is definitely a statement. That was definitely a statement win for Georgia. Now they're kind of get back into the BCS title contention. I think this game will be close. Ole Miss, Bo Wallace, I'm interested to see how he does against the Dogs defense. But I think Georgia still wins this game, 31-21. I think look for Andy Murray to have a huge game. Number 15, Mississippi State versus Texas A&M. Versus number 16, Texas A&M. A lot of people were picking Mississippi State to hang in there tight with Alabama. A lot of people thought that was going to be a good game. Alabama just hammered them. So I have a lot of question marks on Mississippi State. They started 7-0, best start in school history. But I think this will be a very close game because it is in Stark Vegas. So I think A&M though will win this game 34-30. Johnny Football looked great versus Auburn. I'm interested to have he's only played one good defense all year and just got shut down by him. Faces okay defense in Mississippi State. So I think that Johnny Football and Texas A&M will come away with a victory. Number 4, Oregon versus number 17, USC. Oregon, they have not had a good schedule. They've had the weakest schedule of any top 5 team, in my opinion. They just have not. I have a lot of question marks surrounding them. If they win out, I still don't think they belong in the BCS national title game, just based on their strength of schedule. So USC, they have a much tougher schedule. I think Oregon's a better team. But they're playing this game in Southern California, and that's why I think USC is going to upset them. 37-34, USC wins and shocks Oregon, ruining probably their BCS title hopes. Number 18, Texas Tech versus number 3, Texas. Texas Tech, they've surprised a lot of people. Tommy Tuberville has done a lot of great stuff in Lubbock, replacing Mike Leach. So, and then Texas almost losing to Kansas last week. So I think Texas Tech hammers them in Lubbock, 48-20. I don't think this is even going to be close. Look for Seth Dodge to have a huge game. Number 2, Kansas State versus number 24, Oklahoma State. This is going to be a huge game. It's going to be a lot closer than people think. Kansas State is coming in there. It's Colin Klein, front runner for Heisman, in my opinion. He's just looking incredible. But Oklahoma State, if they can figure out something on the offensive side of the ball versus this great Kansas State defense, and they can upset Kansas State. But as of now, I think that Kansas State's just so good, and Oklahoma State's defense is horrible. So Colin Klein's going to take advantage of that. It's going to be a very close game. Kansas State wins 43-38. And then number 1 Alabama versus number 5 LSU in Baton Rouge. Like Les Miles says, Death Valley is where the opposing team's dreams come to die. So I think that this will be LSU. I think Alabama's a better team. I really do. But LSU, their momentum is going to win it for them. They're going to be thinking about that loss last year in the BCS title game. That's just gonna get them so fired up. That's why I think that LSU will somehow find a way to come out with a victory here. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Don't forget that. There was a bye week last week. I think Zach Menberger will surprise a lot of people in this game. The key for LSU to win is to give the ball to Jeremy Hill and shut down A.J. McCarron, who's not throwing an interception yet this season. He'll throw a couple tonight, I guarantee you. LSU, I mean, I think, like I said, they're going to be thinking about that loss, and they're going to come out swinging. I think LSU will win this game. I really do, because they're just so unbeatable in Death Valley Saturday night. That's why I think LSU will win this game. I'll be there. Should be a classic game, a game that a lot of people will remember for a long time. Then the upset pick, Notre Dame. You know, they shocked me. I thought they were going to lose to Oklahoma. They shocked me. They just pounded Oklahoma in Norman. But you know what? They have beaten the good teams and hung with the bad. Don't forget, they only beat BYU by 3 points, and BYU outplayed them in that game. This is going to be a letdown for Notre Dame. Pittsburgh's going to be coming in there. They've had a history for upsetting top 5 teams in the past. May I remind you that they beat West Virginia in 2007 to put LSU in the BCS title game and put West Virginia out. So it's a similar situation. I think Pitt wins this game 24-23 just because of the letdown for Notre Dame. Okay, thank you for watching the Elite 8 picks for Week 10. This is broadcasted from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'll be at the game tonight. Should be a classic LSU Alabama, 7 o'clock on CBS. So it should be a great game. Like I said, LSU's momentum is going to win this one for them. All right, thank you for watching. This is 14-year-old sports writer William Scott.